Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host Owen, on what has been a very depressing afternoon in the city of Glasgow, or the blue half of the city of Glasgow. Anyway, disappointing defeat in the Scottish Cup semi-final to Celtic, a 1-0 defeat at Hampden Park with another goal absolutely gifted to Celtic by some absolutely shocking defending and shocking play by the likes of Ryan Kent and James Tavernier. Poor play indeed led to Jota's goal. You've got to watch it back again. Made as just much time as he wants to get that ball back. And then ball to the back post. You look at Jota come runs off Tav ball watching, not a clue what's going on around him. And he had Jota in there to score that goal. And once again, we've handed them a game. Again, through poor defending. Shit defending. And it's not fair. It isn't fair on the fans. It's not fair on the manager. It's not fair on the coaching staff that these players continually let down the fans and the manager with performances like that. I think very few players today emerged with any credit. Todd Cantwell, I thought, did well. Never stopped running, kept trying. So I give him a pass. Who else? I think you look at Scott Arfield. I think he did well when he came on. Never stopped trying, never stopped fighting for the ball. Malik Tillman was unlucky to go off injured. But you look at some of the other performances today, just simply not good enough. Absolutely poor performances. Tav back defending was poor. Raskin obviously went off. I don't think he was fully fit. Alfie Morelos was a joke. Ryan Kent should never wear a Rangers shirt again. He was an absolute embarrassment in that first half again, went missing. I personally wouldn't have played him at all. Today, I thought he was so poor. Fashion Sakala misses an open goal again, like the Viaplay Cup final, and then has that shot that goes out for a throw-in. I'm sorry, but I know he's got those numbers this season against teams, but Fashion Sakala is not even good enough to play for a pub team. I mean, he's a pub footballer, and he would be on the bench for a pub. I mean, that's how bad he is. He's just shocking. Matondo brought a bit of urgency to the team when he came on, but still obviously not up to the standard required at this level. And you just got to look at them. You look at their bench and who they brought on. There was just so much more quality and strength in depth there that we need to look at, and we need to look at how we can get to that stage. Now, Michael Beale, speaking to the media after the game, has made some pretty strong comments, and I think we need to share those comments, and we'll unpick those comments in a minute. Now, Four Lads had a dream. Stevie from Four Lads Had Dreams tweeted this out, and this is the question, obviously, based on the questions and the answers that he got from Michael Beale. This is what Beale had to say. Summer will see the biggest change Rangers have seen in years. Summer is needed quickly. There will be massive change. On Kent and Morelos, last performance at Hampden for Rangers? Possibly, yes. Me, obviously, this is Stevie asking the question. You said biggest change in years. What are we looking at? Dozen in and out? Those numbers likely? Beale said, yes, there will be something in that figures somewhere. When asked if his comments after St Mirren about the squad staying, he referenced all of them being in contract so that their positions are clear until interest or otherwise. So that's what Beale had to say. It's quite clear, obviously, he is not happy. I think looking at him on the touchline in the second half, he had a face like thunder. I'd imagine in the, I would hope, shall I say, in the changing room after the game, he has given them an absolute kicking. Verbally, obviously. But, I think he's right. Summer will have to see the biggest change. We do need to bring in a large number of players to turn this squad around. This squad is stale. It has been together for too long. There are too many players on this squad who are passengers and are simply not up to the job. There are players who obviously are out of contract next season in Borna Barisic, John Lundstrom and Kamar Roof, which we need to make decisions on this summer. We cannot allow them to run their contracts down. And I honestly think it's time for the likes of Borna, the likes of Lundstrom, the likes of Roof, and even the likes of Kamara to be moved on for money that can be used in part of the rebuild. And we do need a major rebuild, looking at that performance today. Celtic are an okay team. They're not a great team. I think they would struggle if in the English Championship, if I'm being honest with you. But they looked miles better than us today because we let them. Because, again, it was poor. And I think that's why this change that Beale speaks about needs to happen. On Kent and Morelos, I would hopefully that would be the last ever performances for Rangers, full stop. I'd say that we don't need to see them again this season. We don't want to see them again this season. Not when you've got players like Alex Lowry, Lovelace, even Yanis Hadji to some degree. I'd rather see them start than any of those, than Morelos or Kent. I think it's time we just, I think we honestly should just say cancel their contracts, just say goodbye, see you later. Go and enjoy your summer holidays now. The biggest change, doesn't in, doesn't out, we need it. The squad needs it. The squad needs to ship out a great number of players and bring in a good number of new players, and something has to happen. Now, in terms of players under contract, yes, we do obviously need to wait for interest to come. We can't, obviously, I know a lot of people want to get rid of the likes of Lundstrom, the likes of Kamara, the likes of Ben Davis, etc., etc. But the problem is you cannot just get rid of them. They're then a cost. If you cancel their contracts, you've got to pay up their contract, which is money that we don't need to be spending. So you do need interest to come from elsewhere. You do need to try and sell those players. So hopefully, in some way, shape or form, we can sell Davis off, sell Lundstrom off, sell Kamara off, and get some money into the club that we can then use to buy in new players. But there is needed, I think, a huge change in this team. They were serial losers again today. Beaten again, because one of the things that got me today was the front three. You look at Celtic going forward, they're going to score goals. They've got players who can score goals in Maeda, in Jota, in Kyogo, etc. Look at our front three in Kent, in Sakala, in Tillman, in that lot, in any of those players, Morelos, Matondo. They're not going to score goals. They're simply not going to score goals. If you're going to win the league, if you're going to be a successful team, you need a striker that's going to score you 20 to 30 goals a season. We have not got that, and we haven't had that for years. Morelos' highest goal total in the Premiership is 18. He's never scored 20 goals or more. Something needs to change. Something has to change. If this team wants to be taken seriously and it wants to compete next season with Celtic, something needs to change. If it doesn't change, if we don't have fundamental change over this summer, then we will be in a position where we will again be looking at Celtic winning another treble next season and eventually overhauling and passing and leaving us way behind on number of trophies won. That's a fact. That's going to happen. As much as I hate it, as much as I don't want to see it, unless there is a fundamental change in ethos at this club in terms of turning these players over, then it's not going to change. It isn't going to change, and it's only going to get worse. People calling for Michael Beale's head after this game, I don't think it is realistic because of the fact you've got to give him the summer to bring in his own players. Look, you can criticise him perhaps for playing Kent today. You can criticise him for a few things, but they're not his players. They're players that have let down Gio. They're players that were starting to let down Gerrard near the end of his time. They're players that have thrown repeated managers under the bus, and they're doing it again. And it's not there to blame him at this stage. Well, Rangers fans, please let me know in the comments below what you think about what Michael Beale has had to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back to speak to you again very soon here on the channel. Keep subscribing and hitting those notification bells, guys. That's where you get all the daily content, the daily, obviously all the news. You get the podcasts, the live streams, and everything that brings you all the latest news about this club. Thank you for watching. Wish it was under better circumstances that we have a better afternoon, but hey, that's it, isn't it? Season's over. We've got 5 games left. Let's just get to the summer now. Thanks for watching. I'll be back to speak to you again here on Glasgow Rangers Nation.